Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Mohit Chauhan for the first time.
Yeah.
From
and
what
look at the setup.
Yes. I mean, it's bloody mental. Look at that.
That's fantabulous. That's
Like
fabulous.
the mountains, and I would imagine this is somewhere in India. I'd love to know where, perhaps, if you know where it is.
Beautiful.
You guys have mentioned him lately a lot because obviously we just did a classical podcast. This isn't necessarily classical, but we were looking back at sort of decades and some of the most important singers in all these decades. And one of them in the 90s to 2000s, if I'm not mistaken, was Mohit. It could have been also in the 2000s, sort of the Sonu Nigam, Shan,
KK era.
yeah, Sunidhi Chauhan, sort of the same era, and this is where Mohit falls in.
Okay.
Let's give it a watch. It's been one of the most requested ones for Mohit. It's not obviously not like a studio version of things, but it's vibey, I guess. Let's give it a watch.
Well, this is where I think most of the musicians come to the revival.
We enjoy this stuff more than anything, to be fair.
Yeah.
So
He has a harmonica too.
because this is real.
Yes. I like it already.
This is the difficult part.
Okay.
और यहाँ से मुझे लगा मैं कुछ गीत आप लोगों को सुनाऊं.
So lots of
Nice
reverb from the
reverb,
beginning on
yeah.
the mic.
मुझे भी
Gang.
मजा आ रहा है. आप लोगों को भी आनंद आएगा शायद. और पहाड़ों की ठंडी ठंडी हवा कुछ आप तक पहुंचे.
Okay. Just like that, you know?
Oh,
Who
I
needs an
forgot to
intro?
mention, we just got our tickets actually to watch Arijit, our first ever Indian concert obviously from the Indian music industry. So if you guys told us to let you know if any of you are going.
We are going.
It's obviously in Wembley at the SSE Arena.
There's no other dates. It's just one
It's
date.
just one, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a rescheduled one as well. But it seems to be pretty packed. So if any of you are
May
going,
the 2nd.
let us know, and we'd love to meet some of you guys, and hopefully get to spend some time and maybe talk.
be fun.
We're gonna be vlogging the whole experience, so maybe you'll even get to be on the vlog. Yeah, happy day. So we hope to see you guys. It's obviously here in England, Wembley SSE Arena if you're going, and there's still some tickets available. So I would encourage you to get them. It supports RG as well, and maybe you get a chance to meet us.
Yeah, have
But
fun.
anyways, go on.
Yeah, well, just a little side note.
Yeah,
Footnote.
definitely, yeah. It's exciting,
Yes,
yeah.
Exciting indeed.
It's time we've seen on a harmonica, but introducing the Indian music
Yeah.
industry.
Fabulous.
मेरी शिमले दी रात चंबा कितनी माए मेरी शिमले दी रात चंबा कितनी
That's beautiful.
It has concert mixing.
और शिमले नी बसना किसली बसना और शिमले नी बसना किसली बसना चंबे जाना
You see, that singing phrase is so hard because just before you get a resolution, you're working on suspended notes, and there's nothing harder than teaching your tiny little muscles inside of your larynx to understand to what extent you have to suspend the note to then find resolution.
Because it might feel like you want to go over. 'cause
Yes,
it's uncomfortable.
you go
Right.
too sharp or you get flat. The precision in which he sang that phrase twice, oh, bro, that's just some other level of note accuracy.
Sometimes
crazy
that's
stuff.
what's so impressive about sort of Indian singing, the Indian music industry in terms of his compositions. It's not really sometimes the composition or the structure as a whole. It's the journey that it traverses through notes.
Yeah, and it's so emotionally perfect because I don't know what he's talking about, but the way that this
touch.
suspension.
I'm not too sure. No.
the way that the suspension, melodically speaking, brings a different tone. It brings a different shade to the whole melodic rhythm itself.
What a vibe!
You see that? That's what I'm talking about.
So impressive.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's fantastic.
That's sick.
He's a walking melody. And I think he's just working with 3 chords.
Yeah.
And like the verse is essentially just a chromatic scale of 1 note.
I think what we're listening to, because just looking at sort of what he's playing on the guitar. I mean, it is, what is it, capo on the second? I think
Third
it is.
the third.
Third,
Yeah,
right?
third.
So it's whatever D is transposed to capo on the third, and E whatever.
And the third is probably
D was A, C, D, E, A is a G.
There? No.
No?
No. This is going up, so
I have no idea. Look, and I'm sure you can bloody search it up on Google. But there's no point us trying to math it, mate. We're not very good at that stuff
E
because we don't
sharp?
play the guitar.
it's a C sharp or a D flat
Fair enough.
without the capo.
Because someone was saying to us that there's a specific chord progression that's very popular, sort of in indie music, in the Spanish guitar, and regardless of what the hell it is,
But it is.
well, I think what the point we're trying to make is just if you ever thought of an industry that rewards melody above everything else, you would essentially place India as number 1 in that sort of list, because if I think classical Indian, it's quite complex and intriguing, and it may create the illusion that it doesn't reward melody because there's so much things going on. But if you look at the way it's being popularized and commercialized,
the fusion.
Essentially what these singers have done really well, the Sonu Nigams, the Mohit Chauhans, the Sunidhis, the KK, the Shahans, is that they really emphasize the power of simplicity through melody.
Yep. They
and-
prioritize it even.
And it sounds as a juxtaposition as well, because sometimes the compositions that they sing are quite complex, but essentially the bits that go really viral and the bits that people remember, the humming bits or the highly melodic bits, are the simplest parts of the song.
That's right.
And I think he's probably now he will be one of my go-to examples, and if any of his other compositions are somewhat similar in this style.
Yeah.
It's got like an owl. live concert he did online.
Yeah. Fantastic. That's awesome.
Could listen for that for hours. Yeah, that's live, dog. And that's the first take.
That's the only take.
Yeah, that guy is
That is so
involved,
cool.
bro.
तो वादियों की जो बात चली है अभी तो एक और
If you actually pause, if you look at that brother picture, that's like the
Yeah.
best depiction of him.
Yeah, correct.
Look at that little bubble.
Yeah, indeed.
It's just him. I love the fact that it's like, I'm sure he's got a team or whatever.
Oh,
but I'm sure
definitely.
it's just him.
The wonderful thing is, like, I think this is the maximum representation of simplicity can actually be liquid magic, given the right environment, given the right person executing the simplicity as well. Because I've seen plenty of similar settings that with similar like styled singers. They would try to do so much. They would overcomplicate the guitar. It's all about the display of ability and singing and the guitar playing itself. And in this particular case, you are just engulfed in the simplicity, in the perfection of the atmosphere that it is, how it is, human and flawed and perfect all at the same time. And that's fantastic. I love when you can,
True life.
yeah, when you can really experience this, because this is rare, you
Yeah.
know? This is rare.
And it also sets a good precedent for next, so the next generation as well, because we are in I think right now there is a huge demand for this type of content. That's why I think TikTok's doing so well with these singers, because it's real. Like they can't really fake it.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's like one take and stuff like that. So I think there's a gap in the market for that, because we are living in a ever evolving technological musical world.
Yeah.
So you no longer know whose voice is what.
But again,
fantastic.
human is king.
Yeah, let us know what you guys thought about it, and let us know if you are going to the Arijit Singh concert, which will be our first concert from the Indian music industry.
That's right.
Goodbye.
Okay, we'll see you later.